I'm Evan Hansen, also known as Ev H. I am the bassist and lead vocalist for Tainted Soul. I grew up in a very musically inclined family, my dad being a guitar player himself for many years, and my mom encouraged me to take up talent shows when I was in elementary school, and that just made me have my surreal love for being able to be a performer and love the stage.
My name is Ron, and I'm the drummer for Tainted Soul, and I started playing sort of metal drums back in the 80s. I was in a band called Desecrator back in the 80s, and we had a lot of influences from Megadeth, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, and Maiden. And after playing in Desecrator, I joined a band in the 90s called Love in Vain, and we played around the Vancouver area. We played the Town Pump and 86th Street Music Hall, which are both probably long gone now, but we played sort of stuff that was more based around the Doors and kind of like the cult type music, so it was kind of more straight ahead rock.
Tainted Soul actually started off in my high school year of grade 11. I was doing a Blue Oyster Cult tribute act in my school's Rock the Fox program, and I bumped into E-Jazz, and we talked after class because he was like, "Wow, nice cowbell work." And then we just started talking about bands and musical influences and playing in general, and we decided to jam. We got together, and I was like, "Oh, I could play lead guitar," but little did I know I could not play lead guitar, so he took over that spot, and we kind of started off making the foundations to Tainted Soul. And we were looking around for bass players and drummers around the school, and we found one bass player and found one drummer, and we got together, and then the fallout happened, and we had to change members. Years later, we were looking for bass players, and we couldn't find anybody, so that's when I picked up my first ever bass, and I've been playing bass now for about 5 years. So Tainted Soul started off in 2014. We've been going on strong up to 2019 now, with members Trevor LaFrance on rhythm guitar, E-Jazz Ladd on lead guitar and backup vocals, Ron Turner on drums, and me on lead vocals and bass.
Well, the songs were basically written, all of the songs were written before I joined the band. So basically when we started, we really just tightened the music all up, and we made a couple of different changes. We added something to the front of a song called Wyvern, and we just added a couple of doomy parts, but the songs were majority all together. So we just really tightened them up, and then we started. I got some software in January of this year, and we thought, okay, let's give it a shot. I have a studio in my basement. I closed in my double car garage. I have a full studio in there, and we just started to record. We just were pretty tight with the songs, so we thought, let's just put them down. So we put them down. We didn't really have much pre-production on it, just almost straight from playing the songs and a lot and practicing and playing live, and then right into production.
The way that I write Tainted Soul is I stick that sticker of mysticism about it, being that medieval fantasy sort of label, but deep down it has multiple, different interpretations to my life, my past, my relationships, friendships, and I've always had that, surreal obsession to fantasy being my influence of number one with Ronnie James Dio. Was just that complete inspiration that I needed to start off my project.
We mixed it ourselves, plus with help of my son Dallas. He's done a lot of production with different bands. He actually put out the album called Evolution, which has a lot of people. He was in a project called Evolution, which had a lot of guests from all over the scene. A lot of like Dickie Allen and some guys from other bands, from That Is Murder. He had CJ and that on there. So he had a lot of experience in production, mixing and mastering. So we would do some mixing, and then he would take a look at it and make any adjustments that he wanted to. I know that it's mixing, you have to make sure that you're mixing on the proper PA system to make sure it can sound good on different in a car, on a radio, in the PAs and things like that. So he offered a lot of help for that, and he did the mastering for the album. So he mastered all the songs.
Okay, so on August 24th, we're releasing our 10-track concept LP. So all the songs kind of tie into each other. It's about this kingdom that gets attacked by these sorcerers that summon up this evil spirit atop the snowy peak. And since then, it's been causing these grief and misfortunes around the lands. Like there's a castle that gets under siege, a succubus gets summoned, a wyvern that incinerates towns. And then there's this blade maiden that forges this steel blade and creates this long bloodlust. So we have facebook.com/The Realm of Tainted Soul. We'll be posting updates about which software is available. Currently, you can pre-order it on Bandcamp, iTunes, Google Music, and it's on Spotify. It will be dropped probably at midnight that day. I think that's what we set it as. And I think it's me like Deezer and other platforms too, but just the core ones we're trying to stick it to as well. So if you like heavy bass tones, I can deliver that. And E-Jazz has got that fast, blaring, like shreddy guitar solos, and Ron hits those drums like so hard and heavy, like all those thrash bands back in the day. And Trevor's got that rhythm to kind of glue it all together and keep you kind of involved into the group. Vocally, I have that kind of growl, that bite, but I also can hit my high range mids as well.
Sure, I think that you come out and see some, there's not a lot of bands out there that are doing the old school kind of thrash and the kind of mythical heavy music at the moment. So if you're into that, come out and see us. The songs are great. We have a lot of songs that are different. The songs what I like about the album is that it's very diversified in the songs. We have some gallop type songs. We have some old thrash songs, kind of like Gates that Evan was mentioning. We have some kind of like almost like a proggy type feel songs with lots of different changes in Dungeon Dweller, and there's some short heavy songs like Battering Ram in there. So there's a lot of mixture of tracks that we have, and we put on a great show that you'll enjoy. And I think it's just keeping that old school feel of metal alive, and that's really what we're looking at doing.
My name is Ev H., also known as Evan Hansen, and I support the scene.
Hi, my name is Ron from Tainted Soul, and I support the scene.
Hey, it's James from Support the Scene. If you're interested in being interviewed or want to be featured on our channel, please comment down below or find us on Facebook and message us, and we'll get back to you as fast as we can. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Rock on.